Hello everyone and welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars, the place where your favorite love stories are followed with the care and curiosity they deserve. Settle in, because today we are diving into a topic that has awakened countless hearts, especially among those who have never stopped believing in second chances. The question floating in every comment, every message, every whispered hope is simple but electric. Is love blossoming again for Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Turkoğlu? You heard that right. The rumors, the soft signals, the unexpected overlaps, everything has built up to this moment where fans are holding their breath and asking whether fate has given this beloved duo another shot. We're about to explore the freshest hints, unpack the quiet exchanges, read between the lines of interviews and appearances, and feel the pulse of a community that refuses to give up on a story that once lit up the screen and spilled beautifully into real life. And yes, there's room here for analysis, speculation, and the kind of hope only true admirers can nurture. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed so you won't miss a heartbeat of what's next, because the details are coming fast and they're too good to miss. Let's begin with the heart of it, the million-dollar question. Has love really knocked at their door once more? For anyone joining late, Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Turkoğlu are not just names. They've become a symbol of chemistry that felt like a warm light during cold days. Their partnership, their laughter, their glances that seemed to finish each other's sentences, these held their audience in a spell. Even moments of distance couldn't erase the memory of the way they connected, both on set and beyond it. There were periods when every magazine seemed to pin them to its cover, every timeline buzzed with clips and stills, and every fan thread brimmed with that delightful mix of certainty and wonder. Then, as life often insists, there came quieter stretches. Projects came calling from opposite directions, schedules shifted the rhythm of their days, and silence replaced the joyful noise. Fans learned to read between the lines, watching the tides of their public lives like patient sailors who know how to feel a storm or a sunrise long before it appears. The world moved forward, but the embers didn't die, they slept, and the audience never fully stopped believing they could glow again. Now, the present has arrived with a chorus of subtle hints. You've seen them too, haven't you? Posts that echo each other in tone and timing, captions that feel like they're speaking to someone particular, glimpses of a shared joke only the two of them would truly understand. A late evening photo with a tender line, and then, minutes later, another post elsewhere with a sentiment that seems to respond. It's not about hard proof, it's about rhythm, about a storyline finding its beat again. Fans noticed likes on older photos, the sort that tug on threads from a time when everything was easy and radiant. A comment under a mutual friend's picture reads innocently at first, until you notice how it mirrors a phrase used weeks before by the other. Coincidence? Maybe. But when it comes to Halil and Sıla, coincidences have a habit of looking like choreography. And it hasn't been limited to the online world. Watch the footage from recent events, and it's all there if you know how to see it. A lingering glance while passing backstage, a brief but unmistakably warm smile across a crowded room, a nod that says, I see you, and I remember. Even cameras, relentless in their pursuit, catch only fragments, the rest the audience fills in, guided by years of knowing how these two move through a space together. The posture softens. The eyes light up a fraction too quickly. The laughter, when it comes, feels old and familiar, the kind that draws a line straight back to the first spark. Chemistry like theirs is not something that reads like a press release. It's sensed. It's the breath held by a crowd when the two of them end up on the same stage, the quiet hush before applause when the possibility of connection becomes a living thing. Whether on set or navigating the swirl of fame outside it, Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Turkoğlu share an energy that dances between them. And it's that energy, always palpable, that fuels the speculation now. It isn't merely gossip, it's a memory waking up. Our inbox has been overflowing with your messages. You've written to Secrets Behind the Stars with screenshots, timestamps, and the sweetest notes. You tell us you want to believe, that you're ready to forgive the quiet stretches and embrace a new chapter, that if growth has happened and lessons have landed, perhaps this time could be not only beautiful, but lasting. You remind us that when people are genuine, and these two have always felt genuine, love tends to find its way back, even if it takes the long road home. Is there concrete evidence? In the world of love stories, evidence is rarely the headline. It's the fine print that shows up in unexpected places. Confirmations in this realm often arrive softly or not at all, given with a sideways smile or a careful redirect in an interview. Still, the pattern we're watching now feels like a tide turning. The language is gentler. The mentions of the past come without the weight they used to carry. There's a tone in their recent words that suggests not only respect, but gratitude. A recognition that what they shared mattered and still does, even if they're cautious in how they show it. Think about the contrast. There were once weeks of complete silence and the sense that doors had closed. Now there's a hum in the air, a feeling that conversations have resumed somewhere out of sight. Friends who know them both seem less guarded when their names come up together. Projects that might have felt impossible before suddenly sound plausible, at least in the language of maybe. And the fans, attuned to every micro-shift, have come to a kind of shared understanding that something tender is moving beneath the surface. Let's not forget the human truth underpinning all of this. People evolve. Time is a sculptor, and distance a teacher. What didn't fit at one stage can become possible at another, especially if both hearts have learned, healed, and rediscovered who they are outside the noise. If Halil and Sıla have had the chance to miss each other without resentment, to remember the kindness in their story, to recognize what they brought out in one another, the brave parts, the laughing parts, then the idea of a renewed connection stops sounding like a fairy tale and starts sounding like a choice. Of course, we owe it to the truth to stay careful. Rumors are just rumors until two people decide to let the world in. It takes courage to say, "We're here again," and it might take even more courage to simply protect something precious and let it grow in the dark where it sprouts best. Still, nothing prevents us from reading the tea leaves, especially when the leaves themselves seem to be arranging into familiar shapes. That's part of the joy of following a story like this, being present for the quiet signs, not to pressure an outcome, but to celebrate a possibility. Now, here's where the heartbeat gets louder. After weeks of careful watching, cross-referencing timings, re-listening to interviews, and tracking those gentle interactions that speak louder than declarations, the narrative feels undeniable. In short, it feels confirmed. Halil Ibrahim Ceyhan and Sıla Türkoğlu are together again, and love is blooming once more. No, we don't have an official yes etched in bold letters, at least not yet, but the chorus of clues is harmonizing so sweetly that even the skeptics are pausing to listen. The way their steps seem to align, the softness returning to their gaze, the warmth people close to them can't quite hide, together, these details form a story as clear as a sunrise coming over a familiar skyline. The community is buzzing, half holding its breath and half ready to cheer. Some are cautious, as they should be. Wisdom is a friend when the stakes are high. But most of you are leaning into joy, believing the best, and choosing to celebrate the feeling that something beloved is finding its way back home. The hope you're carrying isn't blind. It's grounded in years of watching two people treat each other with care, even across distance, and in the realization that whatever happens next, it's being shaped with intention. And if we allow ourselves to imagine the road ahead, it's not hard to see a series of careful steps. Maybe a joint appearance whose timing feels just right. Maybe a shared project that gives them room to laugh and create side by side again. Maybe a moment caught by a camera where words fail but tenderness doesn't. Or maybe, just as possible, they'll keep this between them a while longer, building something strong and quiet before the world gets to share in the joy. Either way, the promise is there, shimmering just beyond the present. One thing we can say without reservation is this: their story continues to captivate. That isn't because of grand gestures, but because of a very real, very human connection that audiences recognized the first time they saw it. The way he listens when she speaks. The way she softens when he laughs. The effortless ease that makes even simple moments feel like scenes we want to replay. These aren't fantasies, they're the fingerprints of authenticity, and that's why this narrative won't let go of us. So where do we go from here? We keep watching with open hearts and clear eyes. We give them space to choose, while also honoring how much this means to the people who have walked with them through every twist and turn. We stay tuned for the soft confirm that may arrive in a gesture rather than a headline. And we keep celebrating the reality that sometimes, in a world that moves too fast, the best stories take their time circling back to where they belong. Before we wrap, we want to say thank you for the love and attention you've poured into this conversation. Secrets Behind the Stars is a community built on feeling, on kindness, and on the belief that real connections are worth cherishing. Tell us how you're reading the signs. Do you think Halil and Sıla are quietly rebuilding something beautiful? Did you catch a detail we haven't mentioned yet? Your eyes are sharp and your instincts are strong, and we love hearing from you. Drop your thoughts, your theories, and your hopes in the comments. Let's share this moment together. If this deep dive warmed your heart, don't forget to like this video, send it to your fellow fans, and subscribe so you're the first to know when the next piece of the puzzle slips into place. We'll be watching closely, gently, and with the same affection you've shown all along. Until the next chapter reveals itself, keep your notifications on, keep your hopes kind, and remember, when a spark is real, it has a way of finding oxygen again. We're here for it, and we're here for you.